morning, guys. Today I'm on the Hudson River down in Peekskill, New York. It's about 5 degrees today. When I left this morning in my house, it was negative like 12 degrees or something, so it's a really cold day, and that's the reason why I came here. This is a big part, actually one of the biggest parts of the Hudson River, but it can be a great spot to find bald eagles when there's ice that goes on the river. Now, we've had one of the most warm winters in New York in a long time. In January, we only had one day in Albany that was below freezing, which is very kind of rare. So with that, there's no ice. We actually had a little bit of a cold snap here, so I tried to come down here and hoping there'd be some ice, and there's no ice. There's a little bit of ice here, a little bit of there, but there's not much ice. And ice is the reason why you want to come down here, because what happens is the ice flows down the river, and the eagles they hunt and stuff off these ice flows. And I can show you some old footage that I've got here. And there's a bunch of eagles fighting over a fish right now. 1, 2, 3. 3 of them right here. So I'm on the Hudson River. There's a ton of ice. There's eagles. You probably can see them right behind me over here. Oh, there's one. See them flying behind me? So I just got here. There's a bunch of eagles. There's a bunch of ice. It's a beautiful morning. It's gonna be a great day to go filming. I've gotten really great shots in the past here of these eagles just floating down there. You can get really close to them sometimes too. So no ice flows. So I'm gonna have to change up my game plan a little bit. I'm gonna have to try to find where these eagles are. I did see a couple flying in here, so there's still some around, not the good numbers. And usually I see them right here, just on the ice flow. So no ice flows. It is still really cold. The sun's coming out. It's gonna be a beautiful day. So hopefully, this is the kind of like the essence of wildlife filmmaking, is that many times you have a plan and it doesn't go as planned, so you're gonna have to figure out how to make it work. So I'm gonna figure out how to make it work today. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you're interested in coming out and shooting some eagles with me, I want you to check out one of my workshops on my website at MikeLemery.com. We'll go out, we'll find some eagles. I can help you with photography or video. I can hear an eagle right now squawking, and we can have a good time and help you get those great shots or videos or whatever you're looking for. So just come check out one of my workshops. All right, so right now I'm in a different spot, actually behind a train station. I can hear the trains in the background. It's kind of like a little marshy, kind of like tidal kind of looking area. And I've had great success here in the past, but right now I'm just seeing a few geese. Water's low. There is some ice here, but not many eagles. There's some other people here too. They said they saw a few fly over, way over the Hudson. And the Hudson's so big here that it really covers some ground. So the lighting's great, but haven't had any good shots of eagles yet. So. Ooh. Wind's cold. Keep giving it a shot. Alright, so I'm in a different spot. It's a beautiful spot. That's Bear Mountain behind me. It's got this really cool bridge that goes across. Decent amount of ice over here. Saw probably 3 or 4 bald eagles, but they went way across over there. I think there's some mergansers over there they're harassing. I had one kind of close by, but for the most part, nothing really that close. So as you can see, this bay is pretty big. And so the eagles can really spread out. So hopefully I'm going to try the other side of this bridge and go over by the bay, and maybe I can get a little bit closer to the eagles. So right now I'm below the bridge that goes to Bear Mountain. It's a beautiful area here. The bridge looks really cool as it goes to these little mountains. I've seen probably 2 to 3 eagles flying around, but they've been soaring up really high, kind of circling around, which normally means that they're looking for opportunity. There's not much going on here. So there's also been this hawk over here that's been squawking. I think it's the eagles. Some big tugboats going through. But I think I'm going to try to find a different spot because I don't think I'm going to get much action here except for, you know, just really far away flybys. So I've worked my way up the Hudson a little bit above West Point. And behind me you can see this really cool like mountain and stuff. There's a lot of ice here. So I'm going to take a look around and see if I see any eagles on the ice. The hard part about around here is just a lot of like, I'm at a train station right now. There's a lot of like, just hard to get to places to see eagles. So I'm gonna spend a little time here looking around and hopefully can find some eagles. So I just heard an eagle, and I was kind of looking at these pine trees over here. It's kind of hard to tell because it's backlit, and I see a pair of eagles sitting in this tree over here. So there's two of them over here. They're pretty far and they're pretty backlit, but at least there's some eagles around. So sitting here for a little bit, kind of looking around, I saw the two eagles over there, and I thought it was a nest. It looked like a nest in a pine tree. And then another guy comes up with binoculars, nice guy, really nice guy, and he said, oh yeah, there's a nest there, and there's another nest right over there. And on this huge cliff over here, there's another eagle's nest. I've never seen a bald eagle's nest like that. It's just really high up this cliff. Just one of the coolest nests. And the cool part about these two nests, they both can see each other. So they're within, like, I don't know, it's a big part of the river, but one's on this side of the river, one's on the other side of the river, and one's on this really high cliff. I've never seen a nest like that. It's just so cool to see. One sitting in each of them. So I was gonna wait a little bit longer and see if they get airborne at all. So today, I just heard him. Heard the eagle. But today I'm shooting with the Canon R5C, and I was with the RF 100 to 500, but it's pretty big here and pretty far away. So I actually switched to the RF 800, which is an f11 lens, but it's super light, it's super sharp, and it's great for video. So it gives me a little more reach to be able to see in the nest. One just landed in the nest. I think it brought in a branch. It's definitely rearranging some branches in there. Building up the nest. Starting to get some ice floes come down the river, which is kind of good. I don't know if they're big enough for eagles to ride on, and I don't see any other immature or any other eagles around right now. So what's cool about this nest is not only is it really high on a cliff, there's a big frozen waterfall, so it's easy to find. It's right at the bottom of the waterfall. I only see one of the nests there. All right, so update. There was two in the nest over here in the pine tree, and I'm pretty sure they were just mating in the tree, which is kind of rare to see. It's good to always see that they're mating, so that means they'll probably be laying eggs fairly soon. It's only been a handful of times that I've seen them actually mating and stuff, so that was really cool. And I've seen probably two other eagles that have been flying around the nest that seem to be they weren't a part of the pair, because the one's still sitting in the nest. So there's also one that I just saw an adult fly over here in the corner too, so I might go try to check and see. Love to see some hunting. This looks like an immature eagle flying up here. I'm gonna get a shot of it. So that wraps up my day today. Overall, ended up being a pretty cool day. Found two different cool eagles' nests. Got a shot of the pair mating in the nest, which is always cool. It's kind of rare to see, and it's just cool to know there's different kinds of eagles' nests. This really cool eagle's nest on the cliff by a frozen waterfall. It doesn't get much cooler than that. You know, the eagle activity hasn't been the same the last few years without the ice, because it's been kind of some warm winters. So that's kind of disappointing that, you know, because what happens is basically when there's no open water, all the eagles come together and they ride these ice flows down the river. And without those ice flows, the eagles can really spread out. So you can still find them, they're still around, but it's a lot harder to find them. It's a lot harder to get them closer and get good shots, but it's still a good day when you see a bald eagle, and that's kind of how wildlife filmmaking goes. What you plan and what actually happens are two different things, but you just try to make the best of it, and you keep going.